everybody, welcome to the latest episode of Taff en route. Today's away game is Swindon Town, so we haven't got far to go. We're still in Wales as it actually happens now, and we got a newcomer in the car, and he's actually a fan of this series. It's Howard Williams, you can see just behind me. We've also got another Williams who you all know, and that's Jeff, who's behind me now. There you go. And then Jake Corbett is with us again, and there's a little wave from him, a little pinky wave. Happy days. So Swindon Town, out of form at the moment. Their home form is bad, their away form is good. So thankfully we got them at their place. Because if we had them at Rodney Parade, knowing how we're looking, out of form team again, they'll probably end up beating us. Which, to be honest with you, I mean, let's say they're out of form at the moment at home. Oh, it looks like I got a phone call. You have to excuse the ringtone there. I'm going to have to ring them back after we finish recording this one. So, yeah, as I say, Swindon are out of form at the moment at home, but then we'll look at Yeovil. Yeovil beat us 6-0 and haven't done anything since. Carlisle hadn't scored a goal for 8 hours at home and put 3 past us. Cheltenham hadn't won a game all season at home and beat us at home. So Swindon, out of form at home, they look at that kind of track record, they're going to fancy themselves today. You know, with the new manager, they're still trying to impress him. What's going to happen? Well, hopefully we'll get the insight of the guys in the car now as we travel down, and we'll see what we think is going to happen today. So let's start with the newbie, Howard.
Hello there.
Poke your head up a little bit, mate. Obviously the angle that the camera's on. So come forth and do tell what do you think is going to happen today then, my friend?
Well, I think what I've seen about Swindon, they're a pretty good side. It's going to be tough because we all know that our away form is not, I won't say very good, but we're better at home. But I think with the side we have got, we've got strength in depth. We've got players coming back off injury. So I think we can give them a good game. I think it will be one of these tactical games.
I think maybe by the odd goal they might get one.
They might go in front first of all, and then obviously we got to start attacking. But what I think we need to do is when we get the first goal, instead of just sitting back, is just go kill these sides off. Not literally kill these sides off, but we've got to stamp our authority on the opposition. Yeah.
Because I mean, the game against Cheltenham, the game against Wrexham. I mean, we didn't act like we were the superior team. Exactly. I mean, in both we were considered the superior team because of our form, because of our league position. Obviously against Wrexham because of the division that we're in, and you would have thought Wrexham were the Football League team and we were the non-league team. The way it went, I mean, we were lucky to come away with a 0-0 draw in the end, but what you tend to find is when we have a disappointment, we tend to bounce back quite well. That's what tends to happen now. When we lost to Cheltenham, we bounced back and beat Northampton 3-1. 0-0 against Wrexham, lost on penalties to Cheltenham in the Checkatrade Trophy in the week. Hopefully this is going to be another bounce back game. I mean, my personal prediction that I've made is another 1-0. I think we'll pinch the game by the odd goal, but it all depends how we start, because when we're going to struggle in the game, we usually know within the first 15 to 20 minutes. If we look good in the first 15 to 20 minutes, it could end up being a good game. As long as we turn up, I fancy ourselves against anyone. So before we move on to Jeff, Jake, if you've got any words you want to throw in?
Can I say my prediction?
Go for it, mate.
I got 2, yeah? As I'm a County fan, I'm going to say they're going to win 2-1 or 3-0.
2-1 or 3-0. So that's pretty much down to where we start then. So 3-0, I mean, it's doable. I mean, if we start well, then we could go ahead and win 3-0. I mean, their home form is that bad at the moment, we could. But 2-1 is basically, I like both their predictions because 2-1 could be a matter of in the first 15-20 minutes we go a goal down, but then get our asses into gear for the second half and then come back and win it. Or
just smash it in it.
Yeah, or if we start well, we could end up doing a number on them. But I still stand by the 1-0. I got a feeling that they're going to come out all guns blazing, and we got to be good in our defence today. So it depends who lines up in defence. Obviously then who lines up in midfield, and one person I want to bring up is obviously Josh Labardi, who played 20 minutes against Cheltenham the other night. Do you think he's going to be ready for a game today?
I reckon he'll be on the bench.
On the bench.
I agree. Come on if we're comfortable, or come on if we feel he can change the game. He looked quite sharp against Cheltenham, mind.
I reckon last 15 minutes.
Yeah, totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
No point chucking him in the deep end straight away, is there?
Good point. Now, the eagerly anticipated word of Mr. Jeff Williams. Come forth, my friend.
Listen, boys, I'm worried.
Oh.
And let me tell you why I'm worried. No, you've got this all wrong, right? I'm worried because I'm ridiculously confident today.
Right.
I am ridiculously confident. I honestly think that we're going to control our midfield today, because I think it's the better we did. It was better against Cheltenham, but Wrexham, I thought Bigginson had his worst game. Probably I've seen him.
Yep.
Completely agree. Worst game that I've seen him play. And I just thought we were totally bypassed by here. But Wrexham pressed really hard from minute one, and I think for whatever reason we were really looking back at trying to get the ball forward quickly to our strikers. Couldn't get them into the game because Wrexham lost the midfield.
Yeah. It seemed as though they had a marking plan for Bigginson. Do you think they highlighted him as a potential danger man?
It's possible, Chris, and this is something, as he plays more games and the season goes on, you might find that these teams are going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that Andrew Crofts, and I mean, if Labs comes on at some point or another, he's going to give the likes of Bigginson. If we eventually at some point today have Crofts, Labs, and Bigginson in the midfield, and it could happen later on in the game when Labs comes off the bench. I think any opposition midfield are going to have their hands full with an ex-Welsh international and Josh Labardi, and I think Bigginson will find space. And I just think today, I think we'll impose ourselves on the game through midfield. I think that'll give us the link that was missing definitely at Wrexham. I think the strikers are coming to the game more, and I to be honest with you, I don't know why we're not putting the knockers on it, but I am really confident today. I just think they're going to do something. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring now and say I think we're going to win by more than one, which is absolutely incredible. We get a little bit giddy when we go 2-0 up these days, but I just think that they will do it.
Yep.
I know that a friend of ours who you interviewed the other day, Henry Woodham, heads up those two boys. I thought that was excellent. Fair play to Henry and Lloyd. And he's very, very concerned about Swindon, Henry. And,
we had a good chat before and after.
He's been moaning about Swindon all season. I'll tell you what now, on the terraces. I just think today, we're going to get it right. I just think that will happen for us today, and hopefully we'll take that in then in the Tuesday night, So I think the strikers are going to get involved today, but a little bit more. And I've heard somebody text me the other day. I don't know whether you've heard of this, Chris. Somebody texted me and said that Manchester United were looking at Antoine Semenyo.
He's actually come out in the Sun today.
It's come out, is it?
I've just got to pull my charge cable out so Leanne can use it in a minute.
I had a text last night from one of the Swansea boys, and he said that Manchester United were considering making some sort of a bid for Antoine Semenyo.
But it's actually out in the Sun today. It's come out online on the Sun,
I would be a little bit concerned about that if I was Bristol City, because I think they just chucked him in the under 23s. Well, if I was Antoine Semenyo, I should say. And also I think the kid himself, let's be fair, he's better off playing men's football than going to an under 23 side, which is what they do. That's what they do.
In a development squad, you develop as a player, but you don't become a finished article. You develop your ability, but you don't develop your experience.
Listen, Chris, they'll work on his technique. If he goes to the Man United under 23s, they'll work on his technique. But at the end of the day, when he's in the school of hard knocks at the moment, he's playing man's football, competitive football, when it really, really matters. And if you make a mistake, it costs and counts. And I think, as far as his personal development is concerned, I mean, I was Bristol City, and I would sit down with that kid and I'd say, look, all right, we'll win you more county for the rest of the season, and maybe next year, if the county don't go up, we'll put you in League One, and we'll place you there, and then eventually, the world's your oyster. But you've got to learn to play men's football and not just waste what will be very valuable couple of years of his development. So I hope that Bristol City sort of stand up to this, and eventually he's going to become, if Man United are interested in him now, and they treat him well, Bristol City, they loan him out to progressive clubs that play football and they're going up the pyramid, that kid will get them more money in the long term. And,
To
me, it's up to Bristol City to sort of stand up to Man United and say, no, he's going to make it anyway. He'll make it anyway, but look what Regan Poole doesn't play much, does he? I mean, you know, when he went there, and a lot of these big clubs, they almost like buy players just to stop other big clubs getting up, just in case of the prospect. And so I personally hope that doesn't happen. He's physical. Semenyo, he's physical. He's very, very fast, we know. But he still doesn't always take the right options, and that's because he's young. And that's because you learn that as he gets older, and as he plays proper men's competitive football, he will learn to take the right options in the final third. So let's hope Bristol City, stand at the Man United on this, and we can keep him for the rest of the season.
Hopefully so.
I hope so. Anyway.
All three from Bristol City, I hope we keep for the rest of the season. Baconson, Semenyo, Pring, I hope we keep all three.
And let's keep this relationship we got with Bristol City. And I mean, obviously we looked after Sean last year, and then he had his problem with his injury.
It was a heart illness. Of course, it was a heart illness.
So we're looking after their players, and it's credit to us, and I hope we keep them all as well.
I think it's credit to Flinney as well. I mean, we're looking after loan players here. I mean, obviously, we had a lot of loans through Wesley, but then he seemed to get them in for the sake of it. I mean, like Unai Gordon, and who's that Bojaj who came in from Huddersfield, who barely even played for us. I mean, no one would want to loan us another player then. Who would? But then you've got someone like Flinney is actually looking after them, actually helping them progress, giving them the game time when they need it, giving them the rests when they need it, taking them out of the team when they have their bad games. I wouldn't be surprised if Baconson starts on the bench because of his poor performance against Wrexham, because that's the kind of gaffer Flinney is.
But I don't know what, like I say, I'm perhaps going to be shocked when it flames here, but I'm confident that
I've got a good feeling about the day as well, to be honest with you. Like I say, whenever we have a disappointment, we tend to bounce back. So when we lost 6-0 against what's their faces, Yeovil, we went to Tranmere and got a win. After we lost 4-1 against Crawley, what was the game after that then? We won, I think it was Met Police then, wasn't it? I think.
I would like to say, that's the trouble with the
or was it Colchester?
Might have been, I honestly.
But then it wasn't long after we lost to Crawley. I think it was Colchester was the one after we lost against Carlisle. Met Police, I think, was the one after Crawley.
We usually get a reaction, don't we? He wants a reaction, he looks for it. In fairness, we normally give him a reaction, don't we?
Yeah.
The players normally do give him a reaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've got to be honest, but I thought we played really well against Cheltenham, right? I thought we were unlucky to go to penalties. I thought we should have won the game in normal time. And I thought we passed the ball well. And I've got to say, Jay Fulston in the back four, the way he distributed the ball, passing out to midfield on the deck. Whenever he had space, he was neat, he was tight, and he was neat and tight. He didn't panic, and he passed the ball well. So I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's good to see the youngsters coming through, because that's the one thing that Flinney has lacked, really, isn't it? Is that he hasn't really bled the youngsters through as well as other managers have in the past. I mean, obviously Edinburgh was good for getting the youngsters through. Even Butcher obviously brought through Collins, Tom Owen Evans, Kieran Parcell, and Regan Poole together.
Big heads up to Byron Anthony as well, Mike, because he's done brilliantly with that academy, and I know we've got it now. And the academy has produced some good players. And we've got the talent. It's quite a big area that we sort of, that we can fish in, if you call it a pond. I can remember years ago, Bristol Rovers and Bristol City used to take a lot of boys from the Gwent Valleys, and they don't take so many as they used to, and that's because the academy, I think, is reaching its tentacles out. It's becoming seen as a good academy.
But it's a Category 3 now, isn't it? So
this is it.
So we got
accreditation and that. So we're doing all right, I think. And Jay Fulston, like Regan Poole, like Lee Evans, is a classic example of how it's working now. And there is a lot of talent in the Gwent Valleys.
I mean, we got two players from the Newport County Academy. who are actually playing the Championship right now. Obviously, you've got Andrew Hughes at Preston.
Yeah.
You've got Lee Evans at Wigan. Regan Poole will one day be playing at that level, senior football. I think he'll even end up being a Man United centre defender. I mean, I still think he'd do better than what they currently got anyway, because Man United were a shambles in defence this season.
Absolutely.
So, but I know Regan Poole is highly tipped to be a future Wales international. I know people are looking at him at the next World Cup, and if he plays for Wales in the next World Cup, it'll give me a real feeling of immense pride that he came through us. We're the ones who bled him into senior football. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But so it's really good that we're talking about our future, because we have got some good talent coming through at the moment. Obviously, Touré's doing well down Barry at the moment. Lewis Collins, Hillman, obviously Fulston, who we've mentioned, and who else will come through now? Now we've got that higher category of youth academy. We'll see.
Exactly, because the parents are going to be. I know there was a business with a kid not so long back, but I mean, eventually we'll move on from that. And the fact of the matter is, with some of these youngsters getting league experience, playing for league clubs, is not necessarily with us. The parents are going to be more willing to let their kids take a punt on the County Academy, and we've got to develop the local talent. That's how clubs like Whitmore County. That's how they subsist. You've got to find the talent, unearth it, and then sell it on eventually.
Well, that's it. I mean, you look at Exeter, right? They're fans owned, and they can afford to upgrade their stadium the way that they have, because basically they've bled through so many good youngsters. They've made an absolute fortune off them. They've made millions. They've made absolutely millions. I mean, there's us going on about Lee Evans getting his first competitive Wales cap, and Wolves will have to give us X amount of money. I don't know if that's still valid now that he's no longer a Wolves player, but hopefully it is. We were going on about Connor Washington and all that, but we're talking like, tens of thousands, where Exeter have made millions off their players,
Absolutely.
So,
but another classic example of a club that used this academy brilliantly years ago, and traditionally, was Crewe Alexander.
Yeah,
and I know they're
absolutely.
in our league now, so they have sort of come upon difficult and hard times. But if you think of the players that came through that academy, it's incredible.
Rob Jones, Danny Murphy. Who else has come through Crewe?
Liverpool have done particularly well.
I know Kenny Lunt came through there. Kevin Street. Who else? Dean Ashton came through the Crewe Academy.
Yeah. See, once you've got a reputation of having an academy that turns out professional footballers, and not just able to make the grade, but they've got the head screwed on as well. They've been covered with academically, whatever, and they've been looked after as young men. Then you're just going to get more and more parents going to be pushing the kids to get into that academy.
Then when you look at the likes of the Bristol Cities, Cardiffs and Swanseas in the area, when their academy has to turn over new players every season, so some have to leave. Now that's how things worked for us with Regan Poole, because Regan Poole was let go by the Cardiff Academy because they felt he wasn't going to be good enough, and then they were massively wrong about it. So
Well, listen, they make mistakes. It's a well-known fact that football clubs. I mean, there's a litany of players that have been turned away who've gone on to become big professionals at other clubs. Yeah. It happens all the time. It's part of the game. We're in a part of Wales that's it's a populated area, very populated. Cardiff can't take everyone. We will hoover up kids from Cardiff, and indeed also from perhaps not so much Bristol, but I think Bristol Rovers. I don't know what's going on there, but like I said years ago, their academy was all over South Wales.
Well, Tom Owen Evans is from Bristol, mind.
Yes, is it? See,
so
I'm not sure that the Rovers Academy is as far seen as it used to be. It was very in the 70s.
Well, they took Rhys Kavanagh off us.
That's the way for clubs like Rovers and the county. That is the way.
Yeah.
That's how you develop the.
So a lot of talk about the future. Right, we make the final words about today. Swindon now. We're almost there. We're just about to go past the Bath turn off. What we all say, and then I'm sticking with 1-0.
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1.
Ridiculously overconfident, boys. 3-1.
I'm going for 2-1, and I think thing I want us to beat Swindon is because my wife was born and bred in Swindon.
Yes.
Bragging rights at home, happy days. That's what we want.
I want to go. I want to get home and say, "We love you."
And then
No,
finally,
I think,
finally, Jake, we have to take either the 2-1 or the 3-0. Can't have two predictions.
I'm going to play it safe and say 2-1.
Okie dokie then, happy days. Well, thanks all for watching. If you're going, we'll see you down there. If you're not going, we'll see you on Tuesday night for the big game against Wrexham. Happy days, great cup draw as well. If only we had enough time to talk about that as well. But anyway, thanks all, and as always, cheerio for now, and up the Kinky. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the County.